Okay, welcome myself, Truthspoon and Mr. Future Shock. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, but I've just gone to check the BitChute stream, and because recently the BitChute can no longer operate, or they've withdrawn from the United Kingdom.
Oh, really?
So if you want to use BitChute now, you need to use a VPN. And I've had to temporarily disable the VPN
So
in
we can
order
hear
for us to stream
it.
because we had some technical issues because we've got a little bit of a shitty internet up north where I am temporarily.
Grimsby. It's all in the name, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was an affluent fishing town for a while, mate. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's part of our rich heritage and all that bollocks. But no, I don't know, mate. I mean, it's probably more like my parents getting shafted on the internet. Do you know what I mean? They're just getting done by Virgin Media, just getting shitty internet. So there it is. But normal service hopefully will be resumed tomorrow when I get back to London. But I mean, next time.
So
Are you on a VPN?
I love the Yorkshire's. I love the Yorkshire coast. It's got excellent fish. I've always had excellent fish and chips.
Have you got a VPN?
I do not.
You're not? Because that means none of us can check if BitChute is actually... I can actually use my backup laptop, which I'm going to do. I'm going to check to see if the BitChute stream is working, because that's the one that gives me fuck ache. Because it's a fuckeroonie to try and set up. So anyway, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I gotta stop moaning. Yeah.
Hey?
I gotta stop moaning and let's get on with it.
There's a lot of things to moan about, though.
There are, aren't there?
But yeah, no, it's been good. I've just been having a very quiet Easter, actually, so not much fun things to report. But I've just been working on my music bits, mainly music stuff. I did a little bit of the AI stuff, but I'm kind of waiting until I get Runway, which is next week. So it's actually not too far away now. So I've been mainly doing music stuff. Keep meaning to watch a movie. I just keep running out of time as well. But yeah, so I'm just having a very chilled Easter at the moment.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, on the subject of that. Oh yeah. Hang on. Yeah. You've had a chilled Easter. Yeah. I went to church this morning and all that stuff. Got my Easter eggs from my old mum. All that business. But yeah, Runway. I've been experimenting with the AI. I don't personally. There's one Kling 2.0 is really good, but why are you choosing Runway?
So Runway just for a month. Well, the good thing about these things is you only do it like on a month to month, don't you? You don't have to like do an annual thing. But basically, in terms of animation, because the specific stuff I want to do in my avatar, I need to animate it, and I've been looking into it. Kling is good. I have actually used Kling a couple of times. I might have to have a look because when I used it was about a month ago, and you know what AI is like. Like everything goes so quickly, everything changes, so quickly that because a month ago when I used Kling, it was like I wasn't that impressed by it. Well, I was impressed by it, but not as much as I thought.
We've got Kling 2.0. It's literally just come out a few days ago, I think.
Yeah, it was an earlier version of that, and it took like ages to generate the thing. But yeah, I mean, I might look into it again. But I've been told because I've been using AI to kind of run this whole AI project that I'm doing at the moment, ironically, and the ones that I've been asking about it have all recommended for my particular project that I use Runway's Gen 4 and images that comes with Runway. So there's a thing called images, which you won't have been able to use unless you actually paid like top dollar for the monthly subscription. So that's something that's going to be quite useful specifically for me as well. But the good thing about these things is, look, you pay your monthly subscription. Like from my perspective, if it doesn't work out after a month, you can just go to another one. Do you know what I mean? You're not bound. Do you know what I mean? You're not like contractually bound to fucking.
Yeah.
Because I've used Midjourney for some stuff, and I'm going to sack it off after my sub ends in a few days, and I'm not going to renew it.
What are you sacking off?
Midjourney, just because it's
okay. Why?
Not because it's crap or anything. It's just that I've used it for what I need to use it for. So, like, I was using it to generate the original headshot of the avatar, and I've done that to my sort of satisfaction now. So it's not that great with video and animate. In fact, it's like quite crap with animation and stuff. So compared to the others, anyway. So yeah, it's served its purpose for now. So I might as well just sort of like save the money on that. No point renewing it. Use Runway for what I want to use Runway for, and then we'll have a look in June. see where we are, see what I get in June to sort of move the project on to the next stage.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I'm going to show a few of these AI videos. I think you've seen them before. I'd used my avatar. You know that. Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah, I see it.
You seen that one? That one's look at that. It's a supernova turning a supernova, and look how it's mad how it makes the faces of all the people in the audience. It's so crazy because we don't know what they look like because it's like that's the original picture, and then it does that. It's so wacky, man. What they can do.
Yeah, it's impressive.
How long is it? Have you used have you made videos before? 5-second videos on?
So I've tried
AI?
a few. I've not really been spending so much time doing that because what I'm working on specifically, I've been needing to sort of perfect the headshot. So I haven't really been needing to do videos. I have messed around with them a little bit, but I've been working more with them like still images.
Right.
The last month, about the last month or so.
So I got some more. I can't remember which ones were which, produced by what. That one's kind of shit. That one's made by Kling, actually. That ain't that good. I don't know. You don't like that one.
Dark.
No, that's all right.
Dark, I suppose.
That's kind of cool, but
like when the explosion happens, it sort of casts too much of a darkness over the people, whereas the other one, faces.
Yeah,
you don't get the face effect on the people.
No, that one's on Kling. There's one on Midway, and it's kind of shit. And I want to show it to you, and I want you to think if you really want to use that one. Let me just see if I can get it, man. So, because I made a few of them. What's this one? What's this one now? This one. Oh, this one's kind of crap, I think. Hang on. Oh, that's kind of. Oh yeah, that's one that was made on Kling.
So the sun just
kind of weird that the people move, right? It's supposed to be a supernova. That's what my instructions said. Sun going supernova. And then I started saying destroying anything.
You've got some faces there as well, haven't you? As the sun rises, you get like the girl's face is illuminated a little bit on the left.
Oh yeah. That's kind of interesting. But then there is one that ain't. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, just imagine like this is the worst it's ever gonna be. Like just imagine
this is we mean the AI video technology, right?
Yeah, and stuff like this, and like offshoots of this, and what it's going to go into in the future, and just like give it. Like, imagine what this sort of thing will be able to do. Like
it's getting better every day, bro. It's incredible.
It's so fast paced because it's super competitive.
Oh, this one's funny. Look at this one. Holy smoke! Gosh, that's far out. It doesn't look like a supernova. It just looks like an explosion.
But it's probably the most accurate.
Look. Oh no, I don't know who made that one. I can't remember which.
So if the sun was to go supernova, them lot are getting blown away. They're not standing there with smiles on their faces.
Oh, mate. You know what though? What you can do, what I recommend you do on that score is for £10 a month, you can test all these different AI video production softwares. But the thing is with AI, the thing that costs the most money is buying the credits. Do you know how it kind of works? If you're making
you have a certain amount. You get shitloads. To be fair to Midjourney, you get shitloads of credits. Like you'd be hard pressed to use them all up. And on the basic tier that I was on, like 18 quid a month or something.
Oh yeah, really?
And yeah, for that you get a shitload of credits.
All right, what you need to go on? I'm going to give you Chat LLM Teams.
Oh yeah,
and you can just pay. You can just pay £10, and it gets. I'll give you. I could literally. And the things. How long did it take to produce the AI videos for you?
Quite quick, most of them. Kling took the longest, but that was about a month ago that I tried.
How long did it take? About like hours.
Yeah, it took in fact, I think I had to give up on it in the end, if I remember rightly.
I know it's crap. It's not good. What you should do is I'm just going to share this page screen with you, right? Because it's really this is what I do, and you get to test all these different AI software things. Hang on, what's that one? Just close that. Man, oh man, I got so many windows. I'm like in a greenhouse. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, here I am. So hang on. Present.
Yeah, now you can see the pace at which now you've got into it a little bit and sort of looked at these things. You can see how fast everything is moving because it's so competitive.
Can you see that? Can you see this?
I've still got the supernova end of the video.
Oh, hang on. You still got that? Yeah. All right. Okay. Still got that. Right. Okay. That must be it, mate. Add to stage. Oh, gosh, you have to remove the other thing. That's annoying. All right. This is slick, isn't it? Oh, remove. Okay.
Cutting edge stuff here.
Yeah, no, totally right. So, can you see this Abacus AI?
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, we could actually produce something in real time, right? Do you want to do that? Oh, well, what I did usually is I did a photo prompt. But what you do is, can you click on more, and you click video generation, and can you see this? Can you actually?
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see you've got?
Oh yeah. Okay. So all the different options.
Kling AI V2, and with this, it takes about 20 seconds. Whereas if you use Kling and you use the free option, which I've only been using, it takes about 3 hours. You can use Runway, Hunyuan Video, VO2, and it's only £10. You get 2 million credits. You get 2 million credits for £10 a month.
How many credits is a video?
Kling takes a lot. It takes about 150,000 credits.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, do you get to can you download the videos that you make?
Of course, you can. Yeah. The thing is, I've been reading some stuff about video producers and how they're using AI. And the thing is, when you're producing content, you're putting a film together. AI is video production is hit and miss. There's no guarantee you're going to get what you want. It's even usable from your prompt.
Oh yeah.
So he was saying that basically 1 in 10 is going to be you're lucky if 1 in 10. I mean, 1 in 10 is going to be useful and usable. And for a 3-minute video or something, on the basis that you're going to have to do 10 times as much production as you actually use, he reckons the cost would be like 100,000 credits or something on Kling, and on the free version you only get 600 credits. So a lot of video producers are saying, well, this one particular fellow actually said that it's basically you can't, even using the maximum professional Kling subscription, you still need to buy more credits to make a functional 3-minute video or something. Do you know what I mean? I know you mentioned this because I was saying to you, and you mentioned that it takes a lot of credits. So should we do? Can you think of a prompt? We just randomly put a prompt in and see if it can produce an AI video for us, right?
Let me just get because there's a couple of things you can put in to make it like quite photorealistic. I'm just gonna
use Kling AI V2 because it's kind of okay, I guess.
I'm just going to my Runway because I want to see my last few prompts that have some of this stuff in. So, but anyway, because do you know what one I did? It'd be fun to try to recreate this. You probably won't be able to do it because it's a slightly tricky one. But I had this dream a little while ago that was like a lucid dream that I was on a meteorite flying through the galaxy or whatever. I was standing on this meteorite and I was looking sort of down a ridge into a valley, and in the valley was like a bright rainbow-colored crystal city.
Gosh, that's a bit specific. Hang on a meteorite flying through the space through where?
Through space. I mean, you couldn't really see, you could see that there was space in the dream, but I don't know where you are, sort of thing, obviously.
Looking into a canyon, rainbow crystals or something?
Yeah, rainbow colored city.
A canyon with a rainbow colored city. That's kind of
rainbow colored crystal city. It struck you that in the dream anyway, it struck you that it was crystals, but they were rainbow.
Crystal city. So on a meteorite flying through space, looking into a canyon with a rainbow-colored crystal city.
Let's give that a go.
Yeah. So then you've got something called the CEFG scale, which the higher it is, apparently it increases the relevance to the prompt. Which I don't know if you do full, it makes it harder. I don't know. Should we do like 85% or something? Because it may be that it's hard to produce that image, because basically this AI video thing, it seems to use stock images. I don't know quite how it works, but my impression is it trawls the internet for stock images and puts them together. Do you know what I mean? because it
Yeah,
needs a seed. It needs a seed, and the seed is like available in all the information on the internet, right?
it is crazy though, because obviously I was creating a headshot for my avatar, and it's like once you've created, I mean, going on.
Well, I'll just do that now. Shall I generate that? Because
Yeah,
it'll
go
take a
for
few
it. Yeah, yeah.
seconds. Let's see.
When
All right, see what happens.
yeah, when I was doing that, I mean, I must have got through about at least 60, 70 generations before I actually got one that I like.
60, 70.
Yeah, yeah. It does them in fours, so it's not
What?
that.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pictures. That's images, though, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's images to clarify. Yeah, not
Yeah,
video.
of course. That's right. I do that too, but videos you only get one at a time. And every time you do it, it costs you like however many credits, maybe like what, a 20%, like a 20th perhaps of your allowance if you want to. But this thing, you should try this anyway. Just try this out. What did I say it was? Abacus AI.
Yeah, yeah. I just wrote it down. Yeah,
it's definitely £10 a month, and you get to try all the different options, and you can find out which AI sort of producing software is kind of best. This is taking a bit of a while, but it should be ready soon.
I have heard that before. What you said, that they do source from images online. I mean, they must somehow do that. Otherwise, I'm not sure that they're supposed to be generating these faces from scratch that you make as such.
No, I don't think that's even possible. You know, I think it's based on something. You know, yeah. Because like I've made some jokes. I've been like chatting on some of the AI videos. Like there's one where there's like a grandmother with an Uzi, like, and things exploding, and it's like, and I said, oh, that's actually my granny. That was actually my 8th birthday, and that footage is real. It's, you know, just shit pants like that. Do you know what I mean? And I got some lols for that. You know. I know. That's actually a seed image. That's my grandmother. That actually happened. So yeah, they just animated her shooting everyone. You know. But yeah.
How long does it take? Is this sort of normal for Abacus? Then it takes to sort of.
Yeah, it literally should. Well, I'd be mad. I reckon maybe another 20 seconds. But yeah, we don't have to sit here and watch this. But we'll just.
So
freaking BitChute's working, man. Yeah,
it's mad fun to play with, though, isn't it? I mean, like, and when you just think it's just going to get better and better, and you know these. You know, you will be able to create. I think one of the things at the moment is it's quite good if you want to start creating adverts, but like movies, even short movies, very difficult because obviously you're limited by the.
We're on BitChute, man. It's working. Awesome. Live stream BitChute's working. Cool.
Oh, cool.
That's always what we've been fucking up with every time. Do you remember all the times we've been trying to start the stream again?
Yeah. Well, it's got quite a good reach on it, BitChute.
But you know what you don't want to do with AI is you don't want to sign up for a year with something because it's going to get cheaper and cheaper and better and stuff. I think
and all the different companies, they're all outvying each other in different ways. So one company will get good at one particular aspect, like animation, and the next company will get better with like hyper realistic imagery, and then they're all kind of out competing each other. The new updates and versions are all coming like every couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean?
I know, man. Yeah, it's incredible. It's amazing.
It's like doing in my music stuff, you don't get anything like that. Like, you know, they've only just updated the main synth, which is called the main synthesizer that people use on their laptops these days is called Serum. That came out about 5 years ago. It's only just had version 2 come out this year. It's taken 5 years for the next version to come out. And here we are in like the AI scenes. Everyone seems to be updating every frigging couple of weeks to a month. It's mad.
So yeah, that's taking longer than usual because actually usually I use a seed image. So I'm wondering if you don't use a seed image, just a prompt, it might take a bit longer. So I'm just gonna remove that and let that run in the background.
No worries.
Because so that's that. I'll just remove that, yeah, and then I'll get rid of this other stuff.
There's a couple of interesting things you mentioned backstage. Then one, I can't remember the second one. One you mentioned about the tumbling. Oh, and the other one was the
tumbling. Oh, tumbling all around. We're tumbling all the time, bro. We're tumbling in like 4 or 5 different directions.
Just falling and falling.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got some information. I've got some videos about tumbling through space.
And then the other one was when you were saying about what is the closest planet? This
as well. Should we start with that one? All right. Well, that's a question for you and everyone whoever's out there. What's the closest planet to the Earth?
It depends on what time of the sort of cycle. Do you know what I mean? It's just
yeah, you're not easily fooled, are you? See,
so
what's the closest planet? But what?
Whoa, I had a bit of a sound.
Okay, so you got that. So what's the closest planet to every other planet? What's up, bro?
the closest planet to every other planet.
Yeah, on average, then let's say on average. Then what's on average? What's the closest planet to every other planet? To every planet?
I mean, sure. Is it not either Jupiter or Saturn? Or are they too far out? I'm just thinking because
So the closest planet on average to the Earth, because you know what I'm getting at is we all saw those illustrations when we were kids, right? Yeah.
So
we saw these illustrations of the solar system, and the closest planet to Earth is what? It's said to be Venus, right?
Venus, isn't it? But Mercury comes.
And the closest planet to Saturn is Jupiter, and the closest planet to this and this and this and that, right? But it's like that situation literally is so transient that these planets are close together, so that it's more likely. Oh, my thing's just okay. That's just worked. That's just come up with something. Have a look at this image, and it's much more likely that stop screen. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, it's much more likely that it's going to be Mercury on average is closer to closest to planet Earth on average, and every planet in the solar system. So
yeah, I heard that
thing. Yeah, have you seen that before? This is like, is that sharing?
I'm not seeing anything.
You're not seeing anything. Yeah, okay. That's you also have to. Oh gosh, you have to add it to the stage. There it is. Yeah,
it's more promising.
Yeah, so we've got the sun. We've got Mercury. Obviously, the closest planet to the sun, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And ostensibly, Venus is said to be closest to Earth, but the case is on average, because Mercury's circumambulation of the sun is so rapid that it's on average always the closest planet to the Earth. You can see that it's close there. In this instance, it's quite Venus and Earth are closer. But then once Venus goes off behind the sun on its travels, Mercury and Earth are closest. And it's the same with every planet in the solar system. They're on average, the closest planet to every planet is Mercury. So there.
Do you know what that image has reminded me of something that you're sharing there? Have you ever seen the image of Jupiter? It's a similar image to that which you just put up, but it's Jupiter in the orbit, and it's how it shepherds the asteroids away from the center of the solar system.
Oh, who does that?
I'll try and share it. I want to try and let me see if I can share it because I've got it right here.
It's pretty interesting. So I'm just going to share this, which is just the astrological data, which proves that on average, the planet Mercury is that zoom in? Yeah,
you can see it.
If I zoom, does it zoom?
Yeah,
it does a bit. Oh, okay, that works. Oh, surprisingly, it actually works. Yeah. So you can see that. Yeah, there's a little voiceover as well, but yeah. So Venus, Mercury, Venus, Earth. So yeah, I believe that means that they're the closest. Yeah.
See, I originally thought you were asking what is the planet that's the closest to the others all the time, sort of thing, and I did think maybe.
Well, no, I mean on average, I suppose, right? I didn't say anything. I didn't stipulate that because if I'd said on average, then But what I was trying to get that reflex from you that we see the picture in the book, the kids' book, right? We see all the planets nicely lined up for a photo, which never happens. You know what I mean? It's like that sort of conjunction where all the planets are in sequence, and it's like that's all never ever happens.
But funnily enough, that happened a very rare thing happened this year, didn't it? That all the planets aligned back in late January. I can't remember the date, but I
don't know how many planets have aligned in that way, but I don't know how many planets are there these days. Is it 9?
Well, they sacked off.
I mean, there's a conjunction and things, which is slightly different. A conjunction is when you're looking out at the sky and you can see like the planets, a few planets in the same sort of like patch of sky. It's impossible. While a perfect alignment of all 9 planets in a straight line is impossible. It's impossible because they're varying orbital paths. The alignment can occur where multiple planets appear close together in the sky, but the idea that when you look in the book, the kids' book of the planets in the sky, they're all lined up it's impossible because they're on different like planes and all that kind of stuff. And do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, to actually get them all lined up would be insane. That just wouldn't happen. No.
Yeah. I mean, even with the distance between them, but it's impossible apparently. So yeah. So yeah, on that video, let's see what turned out. Oh wow, this looks pretty cool. All right, listen, I'm going to share this. I haven't played it yet. Don't know what we're going to get. Share screen. Chat LM Teams. And at the stage. So, all right, this is the prompt. See, it's come out quite fast. If you were using the free version of Kling, it would take 3 or 4 hours to produce this. Meteorite flying through space, looking into a canyon with a rainbow-colored crystal city. It's only 5 seconds. You only get 5-second videos, though, unfortunately.
I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not, but like it's kind of like the dream, I suppose. It's a bit.
I've got to play it, so don't know what difference that'll make. Kind of cool. What do you think? Is that the dream? Is it?
I mean, it's not too bad. Like it's still not that close, but it's also like that's kind of how it looked. These sort of like buildings in the distance. That
I quite like the crystals. I like that. That actually is quite good graphics, aren't they? Them crystal skyscrapers, mate. Do you know what I mean?
It looks pretty decent from here. It's kind of difficult to tell because it's through this screen.
Is it not quite bigger? Is that better? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they look
quite good. Crystal
City.
Kind
of the look it had.
Huh?
That is kind of the look it had for sure. It wasn't a random meteor though, to be fair, but
yeah. Well, not bad. Okay, so it's kind of okay.
I've got that Jupiter graphic if you want me to try and share that.
What's that?
Shepherding the asteroids away from the center of the solar system.
Yeah, go on, blast that on then. Yeah.
So I want to see if this will actually work though. So is it slides? You go to present. Is it?
Well, I'll remove this first, and then you go on.
Or is it just share screen?
Share, present, or invite. Click on that. Present. Yeah. So.
Just bear with me one sec.
Yeah. What was that? What was the next thing? Oh yeah. So what was the other thing? What was the other thing I was going to talk about? Space stuff. Oh yeah, tumbling. yeah, tumbling. So we're tumbling in so many different directions at once because that whole thing about being on a spaceship. So let's see. First of all, we're moving at the equator. Earth's rotation is 1,036 miles per hour of motion. So that's the speed of rotation for a start. So the Earth's rotating at 1,000 miles an hour. The Earth's also orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. So we're spinning once, and we're also whizzing around the sun 67,000 miles an hour. The sun, along with the rest of the solar system, is orbiting the Milky Way. That speed is 483,000 miles an hour. And then finally, there may even be more movement, but that's the last. This is the final movement that we're aware of. The Milky Way, the galaxy, obviously, in which we're in resident, the Milky Way galaxy itself is moving through space at 1.3 million miles per hour. And we're moving towards this thing called the Great Attractor, which no one knows what it is. It's like a mystic. And the weird thing is about this Great Attractor is because it lies beyond our local group of galaxies. Like we're in a sort of network of galaxies that are all moving towards this central point, but we can't see what the Great Attractor is because of all the Milky Way dust and gas that's blocking the view. So the very thing we'd like most to see, what the hell it is that we're moving towards, we can't access it. It's so wild, man.
It sounds like it's some kind of jack hole. What the hell is a jack hole? Black hole.
Jack hole. Jack hole. You know Jack hole as well. I thought
he was very attractive. Jack hole. He was a great attractor, I must say.
Jack Hole was great with the ladies. It was a great attractor. The old story of Jack Hole. He was a bit of a rogue, actually. You wouldn't believe what happened to Jack Hole.
A little cheeky.
He fell down a hole. That's how ironic,
down the well. Like
Oh,
that.
God. Black holes everywhere, man. Yeah, they also say that there's a black hole in the middle, in the center of our galaxy. There may
There
be a
do seem
jack
to be
hole
this
as
kind of
well.
driving force, though, of like galaxies and movement. Like if you have a
Yeah.
universe, you have these black holes, and it kind of drives movement.
I know, right? It's well, you could go into that whole sort of, well, there's also that thing, isn't there, where they say that the the galaxies are moving apart at faster than light speeds, which is in contravention of Einstein's law of relativity. Have you heard about that? That the galaxies are actually moving apart faster than light. And the explanation is that actually because it's a four-dimensional universe, because it's like a balloon. So if you imagine putting two spots separated by about a centimeter on a balloon, and that's half inflated, and then if you inflate that balloon, you're I mean, obviously the balloon is three-dimensional, but imagine a four-dimensional balloon, right? So the three-dimensional would be the two spots would be the two galaxies, are three-dimensional, but you inflate that balloon, those galaxies are separating because of the shape of space itself is changing, the four-dimensional space. That's a pretty good explanation, actually. I probably is the correct explanation.
I think that explanation was done before in either your book or on the forum. I remember that.
I can't claim credit for that, to be fair. I mean, Einstein himself sort of said that, like, he kind of created the idea of four-dimensional space-time. So, yeah. But I've mentioned that idea before a few times, and just publicizing what people have, you know what I mean?
I've got that image I could try and share of Jupiter, by the
Go
way.
on. Yeah, I'm trying to find something else as well. You do that.
So I've got it on choose what to share with StreamYard and then share. And I've got it highlighted. So, okay, let's just see if this
works. All right, try it, mate.
I just wonder if it's going to work because it's on my monitor, but anyway.
Right.
So it's down there. I can see it. Can you see that?
Hang on, I'm just trying to do something else. No, I can't, sir. I can't see it. You have to add it to the stage. Yeah? Yeah. Well, add it to the stage, yeah.
I don't think I can. I can see
it.
Can you
not? There. Oh, really? Do you not have that? Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, it says edit name and stop screen.
So if you go over that, can you see Future Shock with that image in the guest area?
Yeah.
Can you, if you rub over it, does add to stage come up?
No.
Oh, you can't do it. Oh, that's it. Oh, never mind. So yeah.
Oh, you did.
No, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't. I don't suppose you can do it as a guest, which is a bit. So okay, what are we looking at? Talk us through it, bro.
I see podcasts where guests add stuff to the screen, so we'll have to look at that another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look at how many there are these sort of known detected
observers,
and how Jupiter is kind of helping us out.
That's unbelievable. It's like almost like proof that there's God, and it's like, well, that's what they said Jupiter was God, didn't they? I mean, that's what the ancients believed. By Jove is Jupiter, Jehovah, you know what I mean? And Saturn is to do with the Sabbath, isn't it? Because Saturn is the way it is. Shabbat is the same name as Saturn, and it means Sabbath in Jewish Hebrew. Well, there's all that correlation, isn't there, between Saturn and Saturday, and do you know what I mean? Saturn Day, Shabbat,
yeah, Saturn Day, Saturnalia, and all that.
Same thing. Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Jupiter, the bringer of jollity,
helps us out.
It certainly brings us jollity by not letting
not getting us destroyed by asteroids. They really would put the ass into asteroids if we just get smashed by them all the time.
How long do you think? Like, if Jupiter suddenly disappeared, it would take what, like a matter of like, would it even be a minute before they all cascaded in?
I don't know. What's the time? Yeah, but what's the time frame for this? Because that's obviously like they're orbiting the sun, so there's like a year in a. Like it might be 5 years or so. It's that loop is what, 10-year loop, perhaps,
do you know
what I mean?
Yeah,
5-year loops. Well, how many times does Mars go? Once, twice.
So Earth orbits like in 2 seconds, isn't it?
4. Oh yeah, but Mars has got a longer orbit, hasn't it? Oh no, and
it goes out a bit at one side. That's where we have to wait for it to get
Mars's orbit is really long. So how many times is Earth going around? 1.
It goes it does one orbit in about 2 seconds, I think.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 10 years. I don't know. I guess that's a 10-year cycle and all of those asteroids. That's incredible. Actually, that is very interesting. What's the significance of the green ones and the red ones?
I'm not sure, to be honest. This is just a standalone graphic. It's not. You don't explain.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty cool.
Well, I've got to stop. I'm just going to stop that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Hang on. I can't now. Oh, yeah. Remove. All right. So, yeah. Share screen. So, how's things anyway? What's going on? Oh yeah, how the solar system moves through space. This is what we're going to look at. Yeah. So we're all tumbling through space, and this is an example of how we're all going through space. Well, what was the maximum speed? I said 1.3 million miles an hour. That's the speed.
What of the galaxy? Yeah, the
Milky
galaxy
Way is being drawn towards the great attractor.
It sounds slow for a galaxy, but maybe it's
1.3 million. Put your foot. It's not fast enough. And it's pretty fast. What you don't think so? You think it's a bit cooked
I don't know.
up?
Just a galaxy seems like a very big thing that could like pick up a bit of pace. Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess maybe I'm underestimating the speed of
In
1
reality,
million.
it's a lot crazier. It looks more like this. The planets.
Oh, here we
orbiting
go.
the
Can you
sun
see
in
that?
an
Is that
organized
working?
chaos. But how is this happening? Well, the sun itself is orbiting the center of the Milky Way galaxy, dragging all the planets along with it. But we are not
Look at us
orbiting
spinning
our
and
galaxy in
tumbling
this
all over the
perfectly
place.
flat plane. The plane of our solar system is actually tilted 60 degrees forward
That's the
like
thing,
this,
people
and it rotates
realize
at a
well, the
rate
sun
of
Mad, isn't it?
130 miles per second.
We're literally
So
spinning
the
and
actual
flying and
spot
tumbling,
where
but it's not
an hour
tumbling because
ago
it's
is
like
now
not chaotic. It's all
460,000 miles away.
orderly.
That's fast.
And I've got another nice video as well.
It's an orderly fall. It's an orderly tumble.
Orderly fall. Oh, this is the speed one. So I'll just share this. This is just what I just said about the different speeds, but this is in video form. I think if people were aware every day of how Jupiter is, taking one for us, for planet Earth, it's taking all of these shots, it's blocking these asteroids. And if people had an awareness of how we're tumbling in this lovely, orderly sort of spin through space at 1 million miles an hour, they'd be like, actually, kind of it's pretty fucking amazing. There must be like more to this crazy, chaotic miracle that meets the eye. I think that's the key of what I'm trying to achieve here. More to everything than meets the eye, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, when the people, this is the thing, this is the problem with these kind of areas, isn't it? Like, everyone's so busy. Most people are so busy, caught up in their own, what they're doing with their lives and stuff. That they just don't get a chance to. That's not like a criticism of people, by the way. But they don't get a chance to really like look into this stuff unless you're a person like us who got a specific interest in it. If you're just a sort of quote unquote average person, then you don't really look into this stuff.
So I'll play this. Moon's revolution around the Earth, 1 kilometer a second, 30 kilometers a second. Earth's revolution around the sun. Can you see that? Yeah. That's 828 kilometers per hour. Sun revolution around the Milky Way. That's just tumbling around the Milky Way.
The sun doesn't really travel that much less. It travels roughly the same speed as the galaxy, a couple of 100,000.
One full revolution.
So the sun is almost as fast as the galaxy, and it's a small sun. I mean, it's an average sun, isn't it? Actually, it's kind of an average, small to average size sun, I believe. There's a lot of suns that are roughly the same size as our sun, which sort of goes back to what I was saying last week about believing there's other sort of human Earth-like planets out there. Because if there's a lot of these suns, then it stands to mean that there's a lot of other similar solar systems out there.
Okay, yeah. So let's go. So share screen. Let's have a look. Gosh. Okay, so how fast are you moving through space? That one, yeah. Okay, so this one. Is that working? Can you see that?
Not yet.
Hang on.
Something's happening now. Okay, yeah, I can see. We can see. So what's the 43,000? . So is that supposed to say?
Okay, so what's the 541,000 miles an hour? That's the speed of the sun going circling the galaxy, doing a revolution of the galaxy. So this is the ultimate speed. 1.3 million miles an hour.
So that's like Milky Way mile per hour sort of thing.
Actually, it might help if I turn the. Yeah, okay, so in 2 minutes we've travelled 62. When count 63,000 miles in 2 minutes of watching that video. So anyway, listen, we've got an idiot of the idiot of the week, not idiot of the week. Idiot, man. There's too many idiots out there, man.
Meanwhile, in
Idiotland. What is it called?
Meanwhile, in
Idiotland. Yeah, this is a new part of the show where. Have you got a story?
I don't this week. Not an idiot story, anyway.
Not an idiot story. So we need to have an idiot story every week. I've got an idiot story, so I'm gonna play the idiot story.
Not that there weren't any. It's just I forgot.
No, there are plenty. I'm sure. Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to get your idiot radar tuned and watch out for the idiots. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, it's so much of it. You kind of don't know which one.
So much of it. He's just blinded by idiocy. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to try and find this. So, do you want to fill it for a little bit while I find the idiot story?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, go on then. So, yeah.
So yeah. I mean, look, what I would recommend people doing, like, because we were talking about AI a little bit earlier on. Something I can recommend if you're not so interested in our in stuff like design and videos and images and that side of things. A really good thing to do that I found this week. Only this week, really, that I've been doing is chatting to ChatGPT's O3 update. So this, I keep saying, I shouldn't say O3. It is O3. Yeah, it's the letter O and the number 3. Anyway, O3 update. So this thing is like mad intelligent. You can have so many very insightful conversations with it. And I recommend, whether you're working on a project or you're just trying to educate yourself on something, or you've just got like a sort of quote unquote deeper question that you want to kind of pick apart and get into the bones of, that thing, because I was used to using Grok for a number of weeks and I was enjoying using Grok, but that thing, seriously, it's a step ahead of it. Something like Grok, they've really done crazy things with the update. And yeah, I was having some mad conversations about how things like psilocybin and salvia divinorum affect the brain, and it was going into detail about how the brain, how predictive the brain is, and how what you're doing when you're having something like mushrooms is like turning up the saturation in a photo editor. And it was describing all these things that the brain was doing, and it was really fascinating and made me see things. And we talked a bit about lucid dreams as well, and it was describing how the brain activity worked in lucid dreams to me, and it was like proper fascinating stuff I hadn't really considered before. So
but you talked to AI about lucid dreaming and brain activity.
I was just chatting because this new update, I was told, is like so super intelligent. It's got alien intelligence and all this kind of stuff. So I just decided to sort of ask it a few questions about my lucid dream experiences, and because there's still a lot of question marks for me over what the hell that all is about. So I just thought I'd ask it about that.
What is your lucid dream experience? Are there things that come up regularly? Like I told you about my friend who's always been chased around. One of my friends. Yeah, I don't know if I should. She might even be listening, but yeah, bless her heart. She had a dream that she was an animal and she was always being chased around. Bless her. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, yeah. Tell us about your lucid dreaming thing, man.
Well, one of the things I was asking it about was something I've actually mentioned to you, I think, before, about like how when you see writing in dreams, it's very similar to writing that you see in generative AI images. And it was basically explaining to me that it's no coincidence, because they're obviously generative systems like the brain and AI. So,
that's right. That's reality. Is it's generative systems? Yeah, it's like seeds. Yeah, and it's instances. It's based on instances. So it does. So like you was on about. You wanted to ask me about flux, the flux of reality.
Yeah.
that when we perceive something, we're only accessing an instance, like they do in video games. Instead of recreating the whole universe for the video game, which would take so much, impossible to do, so much memory and processing power, they just, the instance of where the player is, reality just comes into existence. And that's what quantum physics is telling us. Exactly the same. Our reality is exactly the same as computers create video game realities for the players, you know.
Yeah, and look, I was asking it as well about so back when my last birthday, coming up to my next birthday now, but last year for my birthday, we got some DMT vapes. Now I tried the vape; it wasn't really very effective. But about a week later, because I'd had a week off, you know, a bit holiday mode. What with it being my birthday, so indulgences, etc. Well, a week later, I had a dream that was the most lucid dream I can probably ever remember having. And so I was describing that dream to it as well, and it was like picking it apart and stuff and telling me about it. So it was just like really interesting because it was giving such a high level like response, like sort of analysis of what I was talking about. It's
oh wow, cool. So what did the AI tell you? Was it sort of saying it was, was it saying it's a materialistic phenomenon? It's just your memories. It's like,
well, it was no, what it was doing is it was
a different analysis, like the guru, the psychedelic experience where you're traveling to another dimension, all that stuff, and seeing the machine elves and all this.
Well,
all the
yeah, it was quite the sort of opposite of that, really. So it was just explaining to me all the different like machinery that was going on in the brain when you're having like a dream that's that where the senses are that heightened, and it's just essentially saying there's a couple of like malfunctions as such going on in the brain. And it was saying, because there was a character in the dream that appears, and she goes, her name is Abstracanus in error code. And I remember being in the lucid dream, and bear in mind, I feel like I feel now talking to you in the dream. And I remember saying like, sorry, as if like what kind of fucking name is that? I'm not
Abstracanus in error code.
Yeah. And she was like, yeah, don't worry, you'll remember it. And she was right. I did remember it.
What name that is, man. Abstracanus. Where'd you get that from?
I have no idea. So like it did a dive
into
that.
And I need that for a book. That is such a cool name. Abstracanus in error code. Man.
Yeah, no, it's a striking name, isn't it?
That's
and it was saying about how things like the error code could perhaps represent the fact that, you know, it had been me in holiday mode for a few days, indulging and all that kind of thing, and not having enough sleep and having a bit too much of this and that. Do you know what I mean? So
cool. Abstracanus. That's like, sounds like Latin or something.
I was going to write a tune about like and use the name, either just the Abstracanus or the full name.
Definitely, it sounds like a Pink. Well, it sounds like meta Pink Floyd. It sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like early Pink Floyd with like, this is something that Sid Barrett would come out with, Abstracanus in error code, man. That's really cool. You should make a track called that, you know?
Yeah, man, definitely.
That's really awesome.
But yeah, like, I mean, he went through so much stuff, and it was kind of like how the brain deals with sort of patterns and stuff, and it was going into sort of things like hypoxia and stuff like this. So there's a lot. I mean, when we've got a bit more time, maybe I'll maybe next week or something, I'll do a little bit more of a kind of in-depth thing about that, because he was saying some interesting stuff, but I would just need to go back over the chat again, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff there that it talked about. So yeah, but
very interesting
next time.
Cool.
What's this? They're trashing up their stage.
Oh yeah, so this is the idiots of the week. I mean, these are the idiots that caught my eye in particular. I'm just going to play this. So here it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in Mexico.
Probably throwing chairs around.
I'll explain. I mean, I'll ask you what do you think? Why do you think that they did this? What would motivate the fans apparently to destroy the whole stage?
Oh, okay.
The so-called fans of this band.
This band must have like refused to play or something. I don't know. They walked off stage.
They refused to play certain songs. Yeah. So Mexico is dealing with the drug cartels, and there's now a ban on music glorifying the drug cartels.
What?
So I've got a link to the story. Hopefully, I wish there was here we go. Yeah, ban on music glorifying cartels. Oh, it's so super fiddly, the whole mechanism of adding things. If you're doing it quickly, you can't really do it. So, ban on music in Mexico glorifying cartels sparks chaos at a concert in music. I mean, so the fans basically, I mean, unless I'm getting it wrong, the fans are pissed off that this band who would glorify the cartels,
The
the drug
narcoritos.
cartels who shoot murder, huh?
Narcoritos.
Narcorido, yeah.
Yo, I seem to have lost audio. I don't know if you can hear me. I think I might have lost your audio. Narcoritos.
Sounds
That
tasty.
Yeah, it could be a crisp, couldn't it?
Yeah, Narcoritos with chili sauce and
laced with DH. What is it? THC.
Cocaine. The generous of white candy.
We'll lace it with whatever people want.
Lady Stardust topping, huh?
We'll lace it with whatever people want. Whatever's
Narcoritos, yeah. So it's glorifying like there's a noble outlaw kind of thing about these drug dealers and murderers, you know. And so what happened is Louis Rudd Conriquez, he says he couldn't sing those popular songs praising the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel. And as a result, they all went apeshit, as you saw. So are they idiots, or am I just culturally insensitive? You know, what's your analysis?
Well, I don't know. Like to go to that degree, I suppose is pretty idiotic. But then it seems kind of, I don't know. Can you ban music? Really? I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Can you ban music?
I mean, yeah, okay. Do you want to go there? Should things be banned? Should we? I mean, obviously we do. There are things that are banned, aren't there? I mean, you know, obviously it used to be gross indecency. Certain things were banned in the 60s, and so people did them in the toilet. and then things were banned on TV, and words were banned, and certain acts between consenting adults were banned and are still banned on TV. I mean, I guess there's a case to be made for preventing certain images and things coming into public circulation where, do you know what I mean? Don't you think so?
But at the same time, it does look kind of stupid that people are trashing a stage over songs about drugs and not being able to sing songs.
Yeah, it's dumb, isn't it? Super dumb.
It is kind of like
their world's falling apart, and it shows how much support these cartels have, I suppose. I mean, amongst the people, I don't know, you know.
Well, yeah, that in of itself is kind of stupid that people support the cartels, because obviously, like, you know, unless you're a chronic drug user who relies on them, you know, they're not really helping anybody. Do you know what I mean? And they're not really helping them.
Ban on music, glorifying cartels. Yeah, violent attack on artists, band and crew. And he sort of said we just can't play those songs anymore. He told the crowd he would not sing the popular songs praising the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel. And it's a law must be respected. I also feel bad, and then they went apeshit. So
nearly 20 people.
They lost their sang froid. You know, those Mexicans, those wild, spicy Mexicans. They went a bit too wild, man. 80 people. What was that?
He said 20 people. Like 20 people stormed the stage. It's kind of like it's a little underwhelming.
Was it only 20?
So 20 people caused all that.
All that, yeah. 20 people, nearly 20. So not even, maybe 18 and a half. 18 and a short bloke. Destroying musical instruments. Yeah, it was pretty weird how the security couldn't deal with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's part of the cartels, probably. You know, who knows?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're probably just like within the brethren. Yes, I'm going to have to keep more of an eye. I'm going to have to then.
You are. Keep your idiot radar tuned.
It's more a selection.
Rejoice every time something stupid happens. You can talk about it on the show.
Because I see it all the time on Twitter. I see like, even if it's a thread or whatever, you just see so much stupidity. You just kind of get desensitized to it.
Yeah. It almost molds into one.
Did you see? Talking of, in fact, this could classify as it actually, but it's more of a rumor at the moment. But I don't know if.
Okay, we got a little bit here. Then a little bit. Go on then. What's the idiot land rumor?
The rumor that I'm hearing is that there's going to be some news coming out about Keir Starmer, our beloved Prime Minister of this country, very soon, vis-a-vis him having an affair and his wife filing for divorce. So that is apparently being kept under wraps at the moment, and it apparently
I don't want to. I don't know. I wonder who or what he had an affair with and how old that thing. Anyway, I won't say anymore. But I don't like the look of Keir Starmer.
Well, apparently,
it's like a wrong one to me.
There's CCTV footage that is abounding at someone called Lord Ali's mansion. Somehow there is this footage that's become available to people. So I am not saying this is 100% true, but I'm seeing this in lots of different places now.
What, he's into footage? What, sticking his foot up? That's disgusting.
Apparently, anyway.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard of some things. I've never heard of footage. That's nasty. I mean, gosh.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Probably needs some of P. Diddy's Vaseline to do that operation. Yeah.
We'll see what quote unquote comes out in the end.
What comes out? God, they got that on the video as well. Yeah, dear me. It's getting a bit rude, isn't it? Oh.
Shooting galleries. This just like the asteroids, it's a shooting gallery.
He's nasty, old Keir Starmer, and there's the reason he's destroying the country, and he's acting. Anyway, I don't know why I'd say libelous. I'm not going to say too much, but I think he's controlled, and we know how they control people, and we won't say anymore, but we know how they do it, don't we?
I suppose another one, actually, when I think about it, did you see? I'm sure you must have seen the Blue Origin trip with all the girls going up.
Oh yeah. Is that an Idiot Land feature, perhaps?
Well,
yeah.
Who are the idiots though? Because there's so many people saying it's fake, and it's kind of like they're saying stupid things like why isn't it burned up? Well, because they didn't go very high. They didn't even really go into space technically. They just kind of went into a very low orbit type scenario, didn't they? I don't think I can't remember the name. There's points, isn't there, that have names as higher as you go up.
The atmosphere, the mesosphere, and
they didn't go high enough up to sort of like get into those issues on re-entry. That
they're probably still within Earth's atmosphere technically, because Earth's atmosphere. Yeah.
So yeah, but there's people who want to say that it's fake and stuff. I mean. And then also there's other people who just like hating on them for going up there, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't really care that they went up there or not. It's just like, I just let them go up there if they want to.
Yeah.
People want to spend their money on. Oh, but you could have spent your money on. There's so many homeless people you could have fed with that money. Right? Yeah. Okay. It's like these people will say this, but then what are they doing? It's like someone got that Gary Stevenson the other day, the guy who's, the working class guy who's talking about income inequality and all this recently. Someone got him and said, well, on an interview live, and was saying to him, well, how much money you're asking for? Money from the 1%, well, money from the 1%, top 1%. How much money do you give of your wage to better causes or to other people, charities, etc.? And he couldn't answer because he don't give any. So he's just
Gary Stevenson.
Yeah, he's this guy who's come along and got in the news recently because he's like going on about, he's been very vocal about income inequality and tax the rich and tax the billionaires, this kind of stuff. So he's been kind of thrust into the limelight on BBC and all the news channels and terrestrial.
Sounds like those celebs who live in the nice, genteel, rural parts of England, and they're begging for more refugees because the refugees they know will end up in the working class towns, and they'll be in the cities and they'll be you'll be living next door, but they won't be living next door to refugees. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you get so many of those comments that are just completely like, oh, I know you live in it's even people who live in a diverse area, but they don't live in a hyper diverse area. Now, I live in a hyper diverse area, and whilst I'm not saying that it's the worst place to live, because obviously I'm still here, there is a higher crime rate in this area than compared to a lot of places in London. However, if you just go up the road, there's Muswell Hill, which is a diverse area, I would call, and it's a very nice area.
It used to be not so diverse, Muswell Hill, wasn't it?
It used to be even not so diverse, but it's kind of like, it goes to show you there actually people don't realize there's levels to this. You can't just say diversity in one word. Yes, diversity like in Muswell Hill or Crouch End is fine, but when you push it too far, and all the statistics and all the models show that when you can be fine with diversity, but then it reaches a tipping point. There's a point in the graph where it starts to, education plummets, crime sky rises, this kind of thing. So, people need to learn that there's a spectrum. So like you're saying about those people who are just talking about, because people will just be going into cities and towns and won't bother them. Similarly, you got people like that. So So yeah, there's just a misunderstanding, I think, from because people don't have the frame of reference because they don't live in these areas themselves, and it's all right for them to say it. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be affected. So
Well, this is bullshit. This whole diversity thing is bollocks anyway, because I was listening to Carter USM the other day. Do you know that song "Only Living Boy" in New Cross? And is
not
that
really,
the
no.
Grebos and the Crusties and the Goths? You don't see any Grebos anymore. You don't see any Crusties. You don't see any Goths.
Well,
The diversity in this country's gone. Used to be all sorts of people. Do you remember how, like, back in the day, I don't know when you moved to London, but I was there in the 90s, late 90s, and it was like people, it was so many cool people. Like, it's like we've been genocided of the cool people, like the punks and goths. I'm not saying the punks are cool or all that, but that counterculture that we used to have in the country. You know what I mean? Hippies, people with long hair, just different types of people, crusties, alternative people. No one's alternative anymore. Everyone's the same, man. It's fucking terrible.
Well,
it's
you're
like
talking about the
genocide of our
90s.
culture.
This is kind of like why I'm sort of jealous of people who are, say, 10 or so years older than me who grow up in London, because you would have grown up through like such a properly diverse time, where you didn't have the kind of restrictions you have now or the kind of attitudes you have now.
It's so cool in the 90s. It was awesome, man.
I do genuinely, if I could somehow go back and sort of relive and experience that as a bit old, because in the 90s I was, I was 10 in 1994.
You're making me feel old, bro.
Yeah, I can't help it, unfortunately. Look, I'm not far behind. Let's put
I don't feel old. If that's any consolation, no, getting there, aren't we, boy?
Yeah, I do think certainly in terms of like, if you look, me and my friend, I've got a friend of mine who used to be an actor. He was actually Wolverine's stunt double in the X-Men, which was around 05. Whichever one came out in the sort of mid-noughties, he was in that as the stunt double. Anyway, Wolverine. So we were talking about how, like, if you just actually push it back a little bit further, maybe to like the mid-80s, if you go from like sort of mid-80s to the end of the 90s, the amount of movies, just like quality movies all the way throughout, year after year. If you just go on IMDb and you go on, like, I don't know, 1994, and you look at like the top 20, 30 movies, they're all killers. They're all bangers. Whereas you're lucky to get one or two a year now.
X-Men 3: The Last Stand, 2006. Is that the one he was in?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
kick-ass movie, actually. Those three X-Men movies are fantastic. I think the race.
Yeah, they were great.
But yeah, we had so many good movies just pumping out one after the other. Like,
it is unbelievable when you actually go back and look at it, and you just go down each list, because we were doing a bit of reminiscing. We were going down the list, like 95, 96, blah blah blah, and you just like one after the other.
Like The Matrix.
Was that in down to like 30 in 1 year?
In classics in 1 year.
Proper decent one. So yeah, it's the 90s, man. The 90s is just this weird seminal time, especially if you're in somewhere like London.
That's a good point. Yeah. 1996, Scream, Independence Day, Trainspotting, Fargo, The Rock, English Patient. I mean, The Rock's an absolute classic. Is that the one with Sean Connery?
Yes, sounds like
playing, it. He's locked. He's been left in that San Francisco. He escaped from the only person to escape from Alcatraz. And the theory is that The Rock is that the Sean Connery character, he's playing James Bond. Have you heard that cool ass theory that it's actually James Bond and he's an old? It's him. It's what happened to James Bond. He got caught by the Americans, and British Secret Service disavowed, and so he ended up in Alcatraz for like 30 years. Such a cool movie, actually. You heard that theory about The Rock, though?
I've not heard that theory. I don't think I've actually. I swear I've seen it. I think I have seen it, but I think
they've done the timeline and matching up to the movies he's in, and how it actually it could be that he actually he was arrested after Diamonds Are Forever was his last movie, and that was when he was arrested. And quite cool.
That's pretty cool.
And of course, in that movie, they ask him to break into Alcatraz, don't they, to get these terrorists or something, right? That's the movie.
Yes, right? I do think I've seen this actually. But if you even just look at, like, so you did 96, yeah? So I just did, whilst we were talking, 95. So you've got like
First Mission Impossible, Mars Attacks,
7, Heat, Braveheart. You've got Casino, Leaving Las Vegas, 12 Monkeys, Basketball, Usual Suspects, Jumanji, First Toy Story, Dangerous Minds, Die Hard. It's fucking loads, man.
Insane. And a lot of these movies are
Perfect
movies that
picture.
become part of 3 trilogies and like a movie franchise. That's incredible. Yeah.
Apollo 13. That's still Bad Boys. The first Bad Boys. The first Bridges of Madison County. You've got that. It's
Titanic.
Just so
Oh,
many.
hang on. No, I don't know. Is that when was Titanic? I'm not sure. I might be clicking the wrong thing.
Desperado. That's another one.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's all right. That one. Yeah.
1995. So,
Yeah, Titanic was 97. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, that sounds about
Fifth
right. Oh yeah,
Element.
Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
The Game. That's a great movie. The Game with Michael Douglas. That's such a it's a head fuck. Devil's Advocate. That's another head fuck movie with Keanu Reeves. Unbelievable. All these movies. Yeah. Jurassic Park. One of them. Men in Black. 97. Can you believe? He's unbelievable, right? Austin Powers. The first one, which was hilarious. They're all quite funny.
Yeah, I saw that at the cinema. I remember watching that.
Event Horizon, man. That's an evil film. You seen that one? Gosh, that's a real video.
I've seen that a few times.
I can't watch that anymore, man. I don't watch that. I give myself nightmares, you know. And what is the reason? Like, we're culturally just losing everything, our intelligence, our creativity, and we're just losing that kind of spark that made us creative. And it's being washed out of us. It's been censored out of us. We can't even, we're not allowed to think, talk, or do anything anymore, right?
I think it was a nice balance of things in a way.
Yeah.
It was like we hadn't quite reached what you've just described. We hadn't also quite reached the time of movies being all like proper CGI and everything. So there was more props. So it kind of was like it had more of a realistic kind of creepy feel to a lot of movies, or atmospheric if it wasn't a horror movie or whatever. But, you know, so there was a bit more like genuine realism in that sense.
Cube came out in 97. That's a good movie, Cube.
And also it was a time where sort of special effects weren't CGI yet, but they were getting a bit better. So I think you just had this nice balance of things. And, you know, you have obviously a lot of great actors who are peaking or at least beginning their career around that time as well.
They're just trying to shut us down in a way. They're shutting down human consciousness, isn't it? It's like the 90s and then everything. And then what happened in 2001? Everyone's like, everything exploded. I mean, we mentioned the movie Matrix. I mean, David Icke. And all that kind of stuff, all the new age, not new age so much, but that kind of consciousness expansion is not the word, but I don't know, psychonauts, kind of a little bit what I'm into is exploring the limits of human reality and consciousness. And these movies kicked a lot of that off. It all been under in the part of a subcurrent, hadn't it, for since the 60s.
Have you seen the recent Matrix? Is it worth watching?
Oh yeah, it is, yeah. But yeah, you've not seen the Matrix. Oh wow!
No, the recent one, the latest one.
It's I don't think I kind of I think I skipped through it. It's kind of meta. It's kind of clever.
Is there any kind of like futuristic sci-fi headfucky type movies of recent times you've watched? Because I'm trying to like get a list of stuff together to watch. Is there anything?
Yeah, Dark City.
I'll just re-recommend Ex Machina to you.
Huh?
I'll just re-recommend Ex Machina to you. But what
I watched it. I've seen it. I watched it the other day.
Oh yeah, what do you think of it?
It was all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I picked it up too much. I really like it. I think it's great.
It was quite a psychological thing about him fancying that robot woman, and I suppose it's clever that she. Well, I don't really know spoilers what happens at the end and that, but it was all right. I thought it would have been cleverer if the guy that the Turing test was actually to test that he'd fall in love with her, and that would prove then that she was. You know what I mean? I think he did. There was a hint that he'd set her up. So she, but then it
that's what he was trying to do, wasn't it, Nathan? He was trying to.
Then it just gets a bit. Everyone has to be stabbed and killed and things.
I have a massive gripe. As much as I do like the movie, I have a massive gripe with it as well. Actually, again, I'm not sure about like spoilers and stuff, but I just think obviously what happens in the end.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised that there's no that this guy Nathan in his compound, who obviously seems to be a bit of a paranoid guy and worried about people accessing him, doesn't have some kind of better sort of defensive system, let's say. You know?
Yeah.
Because he basically tries to use a dumbbell. Like, I don't know, it's like, why does he not keep a shotgun around? Does he not keep a pistol around? Does he not keep something like that? Do you know what I mean?
I know. I mean, yeah. When the robot attacks him, I don't know if it's the first time it's done that, but yeah.
Well,
It's all a bit. It's a bit of an anti-male film though, because it sort of seems to revolve around men's sexual obsession and desires. And for me, it sort of came across as a bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to everyone having a go at men these days, but I think it's always having a go at men that the first thing they're going to do is create a sex robot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is kind of an element of that to it, I suppose.
They made you could have sex with this AI, didn't they? So this, you know what I mean?
Well, he was clearly with he'd made that other one, hadn't he? His little servant one.
And you don't know if it's a real person. It turns out it's a robot, one of them, you know. The one that can't talk.
I think that's just kind of, I guess it's just an understood reality of that context, that this guy who's living on an island all on his own, he's probably going to do that. And I think, I don't think it is whether the movie meant it as to be anti-man or not, I don't know. But I think that's something that, like, switch the roles around.
I suppose it creates tension, doesn't it? In these movies, they need that kind of sex. They need the sex. They need the tension. They need that sort of thing, don't they?
Yeah, and a woman would do it anyway if it was the other way around. So,
yeah,
in my humble opinion. But yeah, so yeah, I was gonna have to scoot off quite soon. So
all right, bro. Yeah, we'll wrap it up then. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you got anything else you want to wrap it up with? Because we kind of pretty much covered most of what we're going to talk about anyway.
Well, I've got a load of stuff, but we'll save it for next week because next week maybe we could try and do a bit of a longer show next week. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's knock it on the head because I'm gymmed out. I'm absolutely smashed from going to the gym. So let's wrap this up, and next week we'll try and go a bit longer. Because I've got loads of stuff, and I'll tell you what we'll do next. I'll share some of the stuff with you next week. We've got quite a lot going on potentially.
I'll have an official idiot.
Oh yeah, get an official Escape from Idiot Land story. Yeah. I'm an idiot. Get me out of here.
There might be multiple. I probably will come with multiple.
Multiple Idiot Land stories. Yeah, I'll be watching out for them. I'll be looking out for the idiots then.
But yeah, man, I'm up for an extended version. That's
extended. Fine, yeah. All right, bro. So. Yeah, have a great week, and just keep your eye on the idiots. And
we'll be back next week. So yeah, we'll be back next Sunday. For everyone who's been tuning in at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
and we will go from there with more looking at cosmic oddities and weird people and all this kind of.
Yeah, there's going to be next week. We're going to look at I've already got an idea of what we're going to do because I was going to look at it today. But the 18.6 major lunar standstill, and I've even got a song that I've co-recorded with my mate who also does the soundtrack for the introduction and the outro. And you've mixed that, of course, for me, Future Shock. But we've also got a song that we can play, and also we've got things going on next week, basically. Yeah,
let's do it. Looking forward to it.
It's not going to be usually ragtag of bullshit that we usually produce. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're this is cutting edge stuff. Like I said earlier, it's cutting edge production.
Yeah, so maybe the next millennium we'll get there. You know, well, as we tumble through space, maybe if we get a bit closer to that great attractor, we'll get a bit more tech savvy. You know,
that Jack Hole.
That Jack Hole, yeah. As we get closer to Jack Hole, yeah.
Jack. All right.
Jack Hole into this.
Have a good evening. I'm absolutely starving, so
man. Have your din-dins. All right. Happy Easter, everyone. God bless you all, and let's keep tumbling.
Cheers. Tumble on. See you later.